when I was 9, I was diagnosed with alopecia areata. And so that form of alopecia, it's just small bald spots that kind of moves around the head. It falls in and out. And that time, I was already going to a dermatologist. And so they just diagnosed me right away, like with alopecia, and they had said that it was probably stress-induced, but at that time, they didn't realize what was actually going on, like in my own body, that my dad's a recovering addict. And when I was 9, that year, he had fallen off, and our family life there was a lot going on. And I am a very sensitive human that I hold it all. And my hair just didn't stay. And so that's how it was started, was a stress-induced experience of life when I was 9. And yeah, I spent so much time and energy trying to hide this big part of my life that it was the only thing that I really thought about was my hair. I didn't really have the time or energy to explore who I was besides my alopecia. When I was 19, I started dating a guy. He was in barber school, and he was the first person that I opened up to, just saying, like, if you see a bald spot, I don't want to talk about it. I have alopecia. And I remember him replying, like, I know what that is, and I don't really care. And I told him, I was like, I think I just want to cut it all off. And he said, he's like, let me know when, and I'll bring home my barber clippers and my shears, and we'll do it. And shortly after that, I was like, I'm ready. And he brought his stuff home. I put the little bit of hair I had left in a ponytail. I remember feeling like the biggest sense of relief and like weight lifted off of me. And this was the first time that I actually did something, I think for the better, to accept, to come to terms with it. And then he shaved my head. I was 25 and my son was 6 months old. I had been going to my OB, so like my postpartum doctor. So I had asked her, like, do you see anything in my medical charts that is alarming that I should get checked out before I turn 26? Because I don't know what my insurance is going to look like. And since always, I had always put down my family history of breast cancer on my dad's side, because it's not just like one person. Almost all of my women cousins all get breast cancer at some point in their life. Getting that blood test taken, and a few weeks later, she had told me that I was BRCA1 positive, which means my percentage for breast cancer is up to 80% in my lifetime, and ovarian is up to 60% in my lifetime. And breast cancer runs in my family. And so she had told me, she's like, well, you have options and you have choices, which is a privilege. You can do nothing. So that's option 1. Option 2 is that you can have a mastectomy and have reconstruction, or you can have a mastectomy without reconstruction. And so just going flat. And I had already spent years of my life trying to make my appearance into something so that I was accepted, so that I would fit into the beauty standards of what the world was telling me. And with this choice, it's like, what if I asked no one but myself? What do I want for my own body, for my own peace, my mental health? I was like, I'm going flat. Like, I don't want to know the pros and cons of the other choices. I want to have peace of mind and as little energy into trying to fix myself so that I look a certain way for other people to accept me. And now I had a baby. My son was 6 months old, and all I want to do is be alive. Had my surgery, and from there, I've been putting tattoos on my body to make it mine, a home for myself. And I share get dressed with me videos on the internet. Not everyone films themselves getting dressed, but that's the way that I can show my body. The point is so that people see me. Yeah, the last 22 years of my existence has been learning and unlearning and learning some more. And I share a little bit with the internet. And I think it's something that I talk about with my therapist is exposure therapy. It gets easier the more that you do it. I don't even think when I post, I just post it. It's not, let me zoom in and see, like, do I look okay? Am I saying the right things? Am I doing the right things? It has just become a normal for me to be Marissa, for me to just look this way. It's not a second thought, but when I first shaved off all of my hair, it was hard to look in the mirror at first. And when I first had my surgery, same thing. It was hard, but it got easier. And that's what I think, like, the more that we just take those harder looks at ourselves, the easier it is to accept and then to change the things that we don't accept.
Thank you for watching AK Really. Please like and follow.